conversation. And so then you find yourself in the same space, the next time. Right. So it's so important to me. I'm stressing it so much for people to, and it's why 3-Strand, has meditation and yoga, and, people think that's just kind of like, oh, it's just this light thing. I don't need to do that. But the reality is it gives you the opportunity to be with yourself, and to have a better sense of what your body and your mind is doing. And it's a lot of what you're talking about. And I love that you have been able to take your teaching internationally. Mastering Respectful Confrontation is a wonderful book. I'm so excited about the next book. And tell me the name again.
Fierce Civility.
Fierce Civility.
Yeah.
Civility.
May I say one more thing? Is it okay?
Of course.
Yeah, because I just want to emphasize, just to go along with the point you're saying, is that I'm doing these courses now, stress reduction workshops for NASA, different NASA centers and other companies, about literally teaching skills about this. And the whole theme is, where do you find power in uncertainty? We're living in very uncertain times,
sure,
which of course has our anxiety really high. And
sure,
there are a lot of things that we don't have control over right now about what decisions are being made, our own health, right?
That's right.
These are, we've been living life with enormous amounts of complex trauma experiences or compounded stress. And now we have this acute stressor of the virus.
Yes.
And that's activating a lot, which again can be beneficial. But where do we have, what I've been saying with all of these trainings is, where we have power right now is our own capacity to reduce stress, reactivity, and mental confusion, to understand the long-term effects of compounded stress. And we can regulate our own stress arousals and our own responses to stress.
That's right. So, and what exactly, you have a way to go about that stepwise and to teach it as a course. And I'm encouraging you to, we're in Zoom days, but I'm encouraging you to, I'm so thankful that NASA is getting the benefit of Joe Weston. I want us all to get it. And so I'm encouraging you to come. You can come into 3-Strand. You can do it via 3-Strand, but I really would love for the listeners to have the opportunity to attend your workshop, from their own home and learn some of this stuff.
Let's do that. But I also want to say that what you're doing is a great service at this moment, and that people, I'm hoping people are taking advantage of it. Anything physically, emotionally, spiritually to regulate your nervous system.
Yeah.
And soothe the challenges and nourish yourself and feed yourself. Yep. That's the most activist thing you can do right now.
Yeah. So again, comes back to self-care, and remember, self-care and selfish are not in any way synonymous. And that self-care allows you to be a better part of your community, and we certainly need that these days. I can let you all know, I am in attendance to, we moved our yoga class to virtual yoga, and I attend the class right now because I need to attend the class right now. And I, kind of wanted to do it, and I've done yoga before, and I thought, oh, well, this is nice. I can do it in my own home. And I can't tell you how I just feel really great after each of those classes. And my connection to my body, my connection to my own, and I'm pretty good at bringing my stress down, but I just have another way of doing it at this point, since doing the classes. And now, we basically can have anyone in the class wherever they live in the country, which is wonderful. At 3-Strand, the classes were just in Charlotte. So now, any of my listeners, if you'd like to join that yoga class, we are moving it from Wednesdays to Thursdays, Yoga Thursdays, and it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Yoga class led by a LCSW who's a therapist herself, and it's wonderful. And so I just want to take this moment at the end of this podcast to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Joe Weston, an amazing teacher and activist and scholar. And I just thank you so much for being a guest. And please come back and join us anytime
Of course,
you'd like to.
Of course.
This has been All That's Well. I'm your host, Darlene Ifill-Taylor, MD. Our guest today has been Joe Weston. Please look for his book that will be coming out soon called Fierce Civility. And the book that you can already purchase is called Mastering Respectful Confrontation. It's important for these times. And this has been a tough 2 weeks. I just wish wellness and peace to each of you. Remember your self-care. And I hope that you'll join me for the next broadcast. Please subscribe. Thank you.